Every pregnancy needs utmost care and attention. But certain pregnancies need a little extra attention. An Rh negative mother carrying an Rh positive baby is at increased risk of complications. BSV is at the forefront to ensure safe delivery in every Rh negative pregnancy.
And welcome. You're watching The Outside View, brought to you by Women's Creek Zone, and it's, of course, presented by BSV, Food and Wellness, Puma, MPL, and AMRI Hospitals. Thank you so much for joining us in here. And if you've got that first innings bright and early in the morning from India, you'd know that it was not a very good day for the Indian batters against England there. 134 is what they folded for in just 36.2 overs. And to take us through what went wrong or who did what right is the other ladies who joined us early in the morning to set that up for us is former India cricketer Sonia Dabir and South Africa captain Danwan Nikirk. Thank you, ladies, for joining in again. First thoughts, Sonia. About it, just this, leading up to this match, the one problem that India, as far as concerned, India has probably faced in this tournament so far, it was regarding their batting sort of collapse, and we saw another one today.
See, actually, today I will say that, yeah, definitely there was a batting collapse. But I feel that there were wrong shots played. It was like apart from the wicket of I think Harman and Sneha Rana, it was actually a very good move to send Sneha Rana up the order. Unfortunately, we couldn't see score runs, but yeah, definitely few things they really need to check is like doing their basics for that. For example, Richa Ghosh, you cannot just keep that bat up from there. You have to slide that bat.
Yeah.
That is the things which because she was playing so well, she understood the situation, and she adapted herself with Julan. She was forming a very good partnership.
Correct.
So these things, even Smriti for that matter, she should have continued till the end. I mean, every batter is aware of their roles and responsibilities, and I'm sure they will, one of day at the crease, I will say. But yeah, definitely there are these short things, small things which I think should consider and apply themselves in the next match.
Yes, and if we sort of look at that batting card alone, we look at the bowling card later, but if you just take a look at that batting card and the way the Indian batters sort of fared in that match today, it would be highly disappointing. This is not something that we expected to see or we'd like to have seen after that mammoth total that they ended up putting against West Indies in their previous encounter. So that's how it looked. Of course, there were a few who got good starts, like Sonia was talking about. Smriti Mandana, 35 or 58, quite patiently getting 35 before sort of giving it away. And Richa Ghosh did some counter attacking there, bits of it at least, to sort of get India to a respectable total, but really no other contributions there from a very, very confident and a very strong batting lineup. Dane, the lowest total for India at a World Cup in 4 editions is not something that they should be proud of, but how disappointing would they be at the end of this particular innings?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially coming off that great win against West Indies and the way they went about it. But yeah, it's just felt a little bit soft from India. I think I agree with Sonia. The shot choices I didn't agree with. It's almost like they got themselves out. Not taking away from the way Charlie Dean bowled. I think she bowled incredibly well. Changed the pace a lot. And it's not something you often see from a youngster coming into a first World Cup. And I think that the way she applied herself and summed up the conditions, you have to give credit where it's due. But you also have to look at it realistically. India did not play good shots. It almost like they put themselves under pressure. And also Shrubsole started off well for England, putting India's batting lineup under pressure with those 2 wickets. So I think they should be disappointed. You don't want to be so big a hit and miss in a World Cup where you're really great and you really probably under par, because you want to be as consistent as possible going into semis. So I think India should take a long hard look at their batting lineup, and I don't think there's much wrong with their batting lineup, but they're putting their two um, I guess they're two informed batters in Mandana and Kaur under immense pressure, and they cannot do that. Um, Mitali is a legend in her own right, but she's going to have to find a way to contribute within the batting lineup. So yeah, very disappointing. The engine room did not get going, and unfortunately, just put everybody under pressure.
Sonia, we spoke just exactly about this in our pre-show. We spoke about how there's some sort of a pressure on, like Dani said it, there's so much pressure on Harmanpreet and Smriti to sort of carry and shoulder the burden of the entire innings. I think that middle order, which Dani keeps talking about, that engine room that becomes so important in a 50-over format, particularly, it's looking to be too brittle in such a tournament.
Yeah, I mean, as I said before, that they are good batters, but they have to be consistent in their performance, because it's like one match they are scoring well, they are doing well, and then again, this collapse. I think today, I mean, Deepti Sharma's was a suicidal run out. It
Yeah.
was not a run. To be honest, on a given day, she wouldn't have ran that run, but today the pressure of 9 balls, 0 runs was the thing which she decided to take that run. But yeah, definitely I'm sure they will have a good look at the middle order, because they have been performing well in patches. They have to be very really now henceforth they have to be very consistent in those middle overs especially.
Yeah, that run out as well. And just, we kind of spoke a bit about, that pressure that was built at the top, Danny. So I'm just going to, show our viewers the bowling card and, just to highlight a few performers for England there before we sort of look at how they went about their business. Obviously fabulous performances there, especially like you said, Charlie Dean, great figures, 4 for 23, coming back with that. Eccleston, we don't have to sort of say much about her. She's put the pressure there, even though the wickets column probably doesn't reflect how much she put in there. But right at the top and the start, Anya Shrubsole. Dani, we did speak about how the opening pair with the ball, Catherine Brunt and Anya, were going to be under pressure going in here, and Anya just delivered.
Yeah, and that's what you want from your seniors. Yeah, she's played a lot of cricket, and yeah, you could just see, especially the wicket she got from Yastika. That was experience. That's all that was. That was experience. She generally takes it away, and it's almost like that ball came in or just kept on straight. Yastika just assumed that the ball was going to go out, and it almost like nipped back in. So for me, that is out and out experience, and she showed it. And again, she started off England really well, and that's what they needed to put India under pressure. Yeah, you would think that India would go into a match like this after their previous performance very confident, but yeah, the way she started off the things for England was really impressive to see, and then obviously followed up by Charlie Dean and Sophie Eccleston with their spin. Yeah, like a really bar Kate Cross. She's generally very good, so just that odd weird day for her, but generally for me a very complete bowling performance from England. And I have to just bring in their fielding. I mean,
Yeah.
the last 3 games you didn't think that it was the same England side, and you know what, in the first 2 overs I almost wanted to tweet like England is a whole vibe on that field. Like they're just such a different outfit. They were attacking balls, they were diving around, they were running around, and you could just see they were up for the challenge. So I have to give credit to them, especially the quick turnaround. Wow, the way they turned around, that shows you what a quality side they are. And maybe things are turning around for them. And you never know with this tournament. It's wide open. I've said it many times. It's still wide open.
Yes, it's so wide open and spot on there, Dane, with the way you described how England was in the field there. I think it was a beautiful synergy with both bowling and fielding, sort of putting the pressure on India. They're doing the right things, though, Sonia. You did talk about, some matches away. You did talk about how Mithali should consider herself coming in at number 3. She's too good a player to be playing down the order, especially in this sort of a lineup. They've been doing all of that, but something is going amiss, and some links aren't falling into place.
Yeah, even I'm sure she is aware that it's like she is the best at number 3, when we see the records. But I even she must be aware in back in her mind that it's like it's time that she starts contributing more into the that scorecard. And I'm sure she'll be working more on her singles the next time she comes into bat, which she always does, because that's the way she plays, taking some time rotating the strike. That's the way she plays, and I'm sure she'll be doing that.
Um, Dani, just your thought. I know you've always sort of spoken a lot about Sneh Rana and how impressed you are with her. Just a word on some of those youngsters in here. A few of them didn't, of course, come off like a Pooja or Sneh herself, but Richa, quite a confident sort of a knock there from someone like her too. Just India just needed more of that today.
Yeah, look, for me, I feel like India's got some of the best up and coming players and new players
Yeah.
within their side. The potential is just incredible. Gosh, I really enjoyed her, but you know what? I would have liked her to go earlier.
Hmm.
She looked confident. She was striking the ball. Maybe she could have gotten a couple away earlier. Get India in a little bit of a better position. But I mean, she is a bit inexperienced, so you can't fault her there as much. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would just think with the moment Julan walked out with her, she just kind of had to go from ball one there and just tell Julan, because Julan, she's been striking the ball really well. At the tender age of 39, she's been hitting the ball really well. So I think the two of them kind of had to get the mindset going, like almost in a test match where we just need to maximize as much as we can, yeah. Because she was hitting the ball well, and again, just that unfortunate run out again, just unnecessary stuff. Um,
Yeah.
but coming back to India's youngsters, I'm thoroughly impressed with them. I think they will be a force to they're already a force to be reckoned with. But I think with experience and with time and confidence that they build in international cricket, they're going to be really really good cricketers.
Just a few thoughts on, of course, the woman of the moment for England, Charlie Dean. Sonia, quite an impressive show. We're talking about youngsters, we're talking about people playing their first World Cups and how daunting that can be. Quite a good display by someone like Charlie.
Definitely, the way she bowled, she varied her pace brilliantly. She was giving that flight, she was giving the loop, and suddenly she was, just coming in a bit quicker, which especially the Harman and Snehana's wicket. That was two very good balls in the inning, and she kept on bowling consistently. Though it's the first World Cup for her, as I said before, that these youngsters are the players who are playing the World Cup for the first time. They are just enjoying that stage, bigger stage, and ready to perform and enjoy their performance. That's what they're doing, and which is helping them achieve such kind of a performance.
Right. But if we had to sort of, look ahead, not much to sort of contest when it comes to chasing the total down. 135 shouldn't be difficult. Dane, what's the mindset like? Run rate would definitely be on top of their minds.
Yeah, look, I think India's mindset should be strike. You're not going to restrict a very good England batting lineup. They're going to have to find ways to take wickets consistently and put them under pressure quite early. Strike as much as possible. And yeah, I think Mitali should rotate their bowlers as much as possible and try and find ways, again, to strike. And I think England, just take your time, knock it off, get that win, get those 2 points, get that under the belt, and start, getting that momentum. And yeah, they just, I think maybe India's mindset was, the 300 or, the really good score they got the previous game, and they wanted to chase that type of thing. But I don't think that the wicket might have suited that. So I think England must just kind of take a page out of India's book and not, put themselves under pressure too much. There's no pressure. It's less than 3 runs and over. So just have fun, get some time out in the middle. If I was a batter, I'd take my time and, just try and knock it off.
Sonia, thoughts for the England team? Not so much of a challenge, but who are the players who would want to get a bit of that confidence under their belt? Just a word on how they're going to be approaching this sort of a target.
Yeah, I completely agree with Danny that they'll be probably looking at the run rate and taking
Hmm.
some time out there. I think Daniel Watt will be the one who will be looking for runs, as she's not been in the runs pretty few, like last few matches, and it should not be that difficult for definitely for the England team. But as Danny said rightly, that India has to strike from ball one. That's the only plan they should be having actually.
Yep. Just a word, ladies. Then on the on the Indian bowling? What sort of a mindset do you sort of come out with? It is not easy defending 134. Done.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't sure.
I know.
Yeah, it's never easy, but it's not impossible. It's pretty close, but it's not impossible. But yeah, we just mentioned that they need to strike. That's all they need to do. They need to put them under pressure and try and find ways. I mean, pressure is a funny thing in cricket. You've seen, I've seen in my career definitely some funny things and some impossible things happen. So yeah, I just think they need to be positive and just look. The writing's on the wall almost. Like you'd be like, okay, well, we might not defend it, but we've got nothing to lose at the moment. So let's be attacking. Let's be aggressive. Let's get in their face. Do something different. Set attacking fields and make them kind of change. Their game plans up. That's probably what I would have done. Get people under the helmet, maybe get in spin early. I don't know. It looked like it took a bit of spin, so get Rana in. Get Rana in. She gives it a good grip and get people under the helmet. Do some weird stuff, but just find a way to maybe put them under pressure.
Yeah, do some weird stuff. You never know what will pull off and what just might give some sort of a happiness and some sort of momentum as well. But to all the people who are watching, I'm sure we're sort of asking if you have any questions. I believe there's one particular question from one of our viewers. Vinay Kumar says, "Can you guys pinpoint exactly what went wrong? Was it poor shot selection or too good a bowling did them in?" And I think Sonia sort of said that at the start, but Sonia, would you like to sort of reiterate this point?
Yeah, I think I will say both because they did bowl well. At the same time, we played some good shots as well. Smriti playing those over mid off shots. Later on, Richa Ghosh playing, so they did bowl well. At the same time, there was some poor selection of the shots as well from the India batters. Especially. Uh, Shot selection or the decision making, for that matter, Dipti's run out and Pooja Vastrakar's shot, that was really unnecessary. She was also playing well. She was getting those singles, and she was about to form a very good partnership with Richa Ghosh. So I think those shots could have been avoided, and yeah, things would have been different.
Right, things would have been different, but I think we will sort of stop call it at that, and sort of look forward and leave you with the run chase coming up and a bit about looking ahead for both these teams at this stage after the match. So 135, that's what England has to get. Can India sort of pull out a rabbit out of the hat? We don't know, but yes, they will sort of come out with confidence. I think that's what we expect them to do. And thank you so much, Dani Van Niekerk and Sonia Dabir, for joining us. You guys catch on live action and come back after the match to join us with the post-match analysis.